Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. If you have just joined, you have just missed the kickoff. Milan have gone with what looks like an orthodox 4-4-2, Jim.
Well, what I like about this system, Peter, is the way in which both central midfielders have to work in tandem. If one opts to go forward, the other sits, and when one moves either side to snuff out an attack, the other will hold the central ground. Communication is obviously vital to make it a success, but this team knows what it's doing, and I think we're going to see that reflected.
Bellingham! Oh, it's hit the post! And here's the chance to counter. Eze. Now that looks a decent ball. It's Dembele! It's there! It's the moment they all wanted! A goal in his 100th game! A truly wonderful strike, decorated with dip and curl.
Oh, that's an incredible shot. The dip and the curl he managed to get on it. Impeccable technique, Peter. Absolutely impeccable.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Thuram. Ndika did well to step in there. That was more than necessary. Bellingham. Vietnam leading here thanks to that early goal. And the score is 1-0. Now it's Luis Suarez. Messi will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Tchouaméni, Eze, Vietnam are looking to break at pace. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Bergomi cuts it out. Well, here's a man adored by many, even deified by some. And it's Azar. Eric Garcia. That's an imaginative pass. Del Piero gets flagged offside. That has been cut short. And he's only too happy to take that back. Bruno Fernandes.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Rice, and that's really well manoeuvred. Passes short and sharp. Shapes to shoot! Well taken goal. 2 up and in charge, and things are looking pretty good for them now. That was a given. It always was.
Again, that's terrific movement, Peter, and an even better pass. It's beautifully played.
Things starting to look very comfortable.
Well, now's the time you can afford to be more daring, Peter. It may be tempting to sit on this, but I'd say go and grab a third.
It's a pretty loose pass. Eze. And it's Bruno Fernandes. Eze. He's had it taken off him. Ambitious ball here. Konate does really well to win the ball there. Rice. And it's Rice. Tchouaméni. Half an hour played now. Here's Tchouaméni. And here's Thuram. Thuram showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Bellingham is onto this. Bruno Fernandes, who does have an assist to his name.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Messi. And here's Suarez. And here's Del Piero. Defending was strong and firm. No messing about, just bludgeoned away.
Well, a few of his teammates are quite furious with him as they felt they were within reach, but he made nothing of it. His boss doesn't look too amused either.
Passing nice and neat.
Dembele really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being...
Oh, he's Luis Suarez! And needless to say, that deserved better.
He did well there, held his run enough to ensure he didn't stray offside.
Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Thuram. Rice. Thuram. Messi. Now it's Luis Suarez.
They've been denied a chance to develop any rhythm in the passing department.
And he's well positioned. It's Dembele! Oh, what has happened here? And again! Azar. So, a temporary halt to the action. What do you think we're up to after 45 minutes?
Well, I think things have worked out pretty well so far, Peter. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think the manager has to resist change at this stage.
Vietnam firmly in control at the break. 2-0 the scoreline. And so the action is resumed. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
And it's Messi. Messi carries the ball down the right. Ndika deals with that comfortably. Thuram. Bruno Fernandes. And it's Bellingham, looking to pass their way up the pitch. Messi. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. Thuram. And he cuts out the supply. No, that's been intercepted. Bruno Fernandes. This is a promising build-up. A mixture of good defending and indecisive passing. No progress. Now it's Bruno Fernandes. Foot in. There will be a throw-in. Thuram being watched hawkishly here.
Yeah, better communication and lots of contact seems to be the route to quietening it.
Great chance! Oh, he's managed to get himself offside.
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 7.
So we have movement on both benches.
Numero 11. Messi. Numero 20. Numero 9.
Nedved going face to face with his great right. Could be danger here. He's found a way through.
Il numero 24.
Plenty to aim at here.
Il numero 5.
And he's there to get it away.
Il numero 14. Sedorf. Attenzione,
Vietnam are, of course, in a position to go to the bench should the need arise. Mendes promptly onto that, and that is that. Rice. Zico. And here's Dembele. Rice.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Succumbs to the pressure. That is ended up in no man's land. Seedorf. And it's Zico. Dembele takes a shot! Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
Dembele deserves a lot of credit for his willingness to make those runs. The passers will always have an option with him.
Attenzione, un cambio.
So we have further activity on the bench here. He's shifting through the gears here. Bale. Looking to play him in. Ball's gone out of play. Ah, good steal. He just read it. Palmer. Pedri. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. Kvaratskhelia. He is through here. Nedved. That's Vieira. Vietnam have now used up all but one of their substitution windows. Ah, that's a fine interception.
Milan really aren't making anything meaningful of their time on the ball.
Now it's Kvaratskhelia, and he's found a way past. Yamal! Euphoria, utopia, and they are cavorting. It had to come, it just had to come. He had to have his say. And that's it. Well, that's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening.
Signore e signori, stiamo per annunciare i numeri vincenti di oggi. Se avete un biglietto, non perdete d'occhio il maxi schermo.
Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. There's the whistle. Well, there's one man here who stands head and shoulders above the rest in just about every aspect of the game. It is, of course, Jim, the great Paolo Maldini.
Yeah, I feel like bowing here because it's him. He's simply the greatest of them all, the inspiration for so many top-class defenders.
Van Dijk. It's a pretty loose pass. Van Dijk gets over and intercepts. Bruno Fernandes. He's played it back.
Just too much pressure. Had to go that way.
And this is Dembele. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Eric Garcia kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. And he's being shifted off it. Thuram. Ferdinand. Nothing much to report on so far. Each side waiting to make their first move. Played in by Seedorf. And he's taking no chances there.
Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
Cleared without hesitation. Vietnam are looking to go forward now. Now it's Thuram. Great ball, and he's in here.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
Well, that was a period of possession which carried just about no threat at all. Now it's Bellingham, in with the challenge. Azar. Rummenigge. And it's Rummenigge! It's loose now and they want to get it back. That's good play. Has to go back here. Brilliantly cut out. Vietnam, so far, providing no real test at all for the goalkeeper. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Bruno Fernandes. He's having a shot! Now, who's going to be first to this? Seedorf has quite the footballing brain. He's almost never outsmarted.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Seedorf is offering some sort of an apology there.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
And the shot! And it's a goal! And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
So we have the first goal.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a more open and riskier game.
And that's really well manoeuvred. And he was quick to react. And it's Bellingham. And here's Dembele. Well, that's clear cut. It's a free kick. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. 1-0 the score. Bruno Fernandes. Corner. Rice. Whistle's gone, that's foul. Oh, he's taken it. And it's made its way to him. Cross deflected behind for a corner. It's their second corner of the game. And now a sudden chance to counter. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Desai is a man so notably robust and resolute in his defending. Well, he can't say now that he hasn't been warned.
He just needs to find the control button on his aggression before the ref does it for him, Peter. Hullet really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
And here's Hullet. Rice. Thuram. Rice. Well timed, excellent interception. Well, here's a man adored by many, even deified by some. Thuram.
Such good technique.
Ferdinand makes the interception. Azar. And it's Seedorf.
Un minuto di recupero.
Now it's Hullet. Stood up well to him there. Bruno Fernandes. And here's Dembele. Tries to pass it through. Vieira. That's the end of the first 45. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break. Any opinion you'd like to express on the first half?
Well, I'm a little bit worried for them and the way they've looked in transitions, Peter. They've been a bit exposed, so they might be only one down, but they can't afford to have any more sloppy moments. Concede another and we know it's an awful long way back.
Vietnam have made the crucial breakthrough and they're looking pretty satisfied at the break. Back on the way then.
Vietnam definitely want to carry on in a similar manner, although I would exercise some caution, Peter. You wouldn't want to leave yourself open in the early minutes trying to kill this off.
Azar.
Vietnam have turned up with a human blockade. This is top defence.
And here's Dembele.
Look, they're prepared to be quite physical to contain any danger that might come their way. A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Bruno Fernandes. And it's Bruno Fernandes. Now it's Thuram. Engages and forces him off the ball. He'll fancy himself from here. Opts to play it back. Pressure stays on, it is a corner. Corner number 3 coming up. Oh, that one's going nowhere. Corner number 4 coming up here. Rice goes short. Milan have the chance to go the other way. Now it's Hullet. Dinks one through. That's very neat. He'll try from distance! Oh, that was no routine save.
Rummenigge really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Tries to get it clear. And this, can he finish? And that's a sharp finish. AC Milan are all square. Oh, that is a sweet finish, gorgeously controlled and ruthlessly dispatched.
Yeah, the touch before the finish is so often the critical part, and we've just seen an example.
We're looking at a different game now.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter. When you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing, the outcome should all come down to finishing.
Rice. Pass is just off target.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
No, that's been intercepted. Bellingham. Hazard. He's in a great position here. That is a jarring tackle, but apparently nothing wrong with it. Well, the chip pass hasn't quite come off. Vieira plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. Rice. Dembele going face-to-face with his great rival. Vieira. Knocks it into space. Platini is sporting a guilty look after that.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Rice. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Threads one in. No, he's just misjudged that one. Nuno Mendes. Tries to play it through. He's in plenty of space here. I think that's a corner. Yes, it is.
Attenzione, un cambio.
Milan have their third corner. And it's Eze. Great vision.
Well, there's no doubt that they want to win this, Peter. They'll have to maintain the energy and dynamism until the very end, though.
Oh, well played, well sorted out. Can he get it through? And he's well positioned here.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 22. Viene sostituito con il numero 10. Messi.
It's a poor throw that, picked off with relative ease. Expertly cut out, really nicely done. Ndika cuts it out. Vietnam really will have to throw everything at this now.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Oh, he's managed to get himself offside.
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 18.
Milan have opted to make another change here.
Well, his stamina was called into question then, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with his heart and the efforts he put in. He was very willing, though, not quite able.
Well read, nice interception. Palmer. Nice looking ball. Good ball over the top. That is good strength. Oh, that's fabulous. And he's cut it out. Into a minimum of 4 minutes additional time. Now it's Pulisic. He's shifting through the gears here. Palmer! He lifts the roof! A game of margins! A game of thrills! This might just do it! Really tidily gathered and ultimately up. And that will be the final act. Vietnam pull through, sometimes by hook, sometimes by crook, but that needn't matter. They have the win.